Jack thought Saturday barbecues with friends were his safe haven, until he caught Anna's secret glance at her phone. A chilling gut feeling led him to uncover a web of lies that would shatter their perfect suburban life. What he found wasn't just betrayal. It was a game where the husbands were pawns. Buckle up for a story of trust broken and justice served. Jack tossed a football across Mike's backyard, the late afternoon sun casting long shadows over the Austin suburb. The Saturday barbecue hummed with life. Burgers sizzled on the grill, ice clinked in beer glasses, and laughter carried from the patio where Anna, Jack's wife, stood with Sophia, Emma, and Lily. These gatherings were Jack's reset button after coaching high school kids all week. His easy grin and quick wit made him the anchor of the group, always ready with a story about a scrappy teen pulling off a game-winning play. Anna, balancing a bowl of her famous guacamole, drew cheers as she sat on the table. But today, Jack caught something off, a fleeting glance Anna shot at her phone, followed by a smirk shared with Sophia. He shook it off, joining Mike and Ryan in a debate about the Longhorns' defense. Yet the moment lingered. Anna's fingers tapped her screen, too quick, too secretive. When she tucked the phone away, her laugh with Emma felt forced, like it hid something. Jack's gut twisted, but he kept his focus, tossing another pass to Chris, who fumbled it with a sheepish grin. The group's rhythm felt intact. Mike flipping burgers, Ryan cracking dad jokes, Chris recounting a botched DIY project. Still, Jack's eyes drifted to the wives, now huddled by the cooler, their voices low, their giggles sharp. As the sun dipped, Jack grabbed a beer and leaned against the fence, watching Anna. She caught his gaze, flashed a smile, but her eyes darted to Lily, who whispered something that sparked a muffled laugh. The sound hit Jack like a missed tackle, sudden, jarring. He sipped his drink, masking the unease creeping up his spine. This wasn't the first time. Last weekend, Emma had mentioned a late work meeting with a grin that didn't match her words. Sophia had nudged her, and the topic vanished. Jack had dismissed it then, but now it gnawed at him. Back at home, Anna hummed while washing dishes, oblivious to Jack's silence. He sat at the kitchen table, scrolling through his phone, replaying the day. "Everything okay?" she asked, drying her hands. Her tone was light, but her glance flickered to her phone on the counter. "Yeah, just tired," Jack lied, his voice steady. He didn't mention the text he glimpsed earlier. A cryptic T. Same spot. Thursday? Anna had swiped it away, claiming it was a client. Her rushed explanation didn't sit right. The next Saturday, Jack arrived at Mike's with a plan. He brought a small audio recorder, no bigger than a key fob, and slipped it into his pocket. While helping Mike carry chairs from the garage, he excused himself to the kitchen, pretending to grab napkins. With a quick glance, he tucked the device behind a stack of cookbooks on the counter, where the wives always lingered. His pulse raced, but he kept his cool, rejoining the group with a forced laugh at Ryan's latest pun. The barbecue unfolded as usual. Chris burned a burger, Mike boasted about his new smoker, and the wives drifted to their corner, their chatter punctuated by sly glances. Jack played his part, tossing a football, refilling drinks, but his attention stayed sharp. Anna's phone never left her hand. When Sophia whispered something, Anna's laugh came too quick, too loud. Jack caught Lily's eyes flick toward him, then away, like she'd been caught. The air felt thick with unspoken secrets. Driving home, Jack barely spoke. Anna filled the silence, talking about Sophia's new job, Emma's yoga obsession, Lily's work trip. Her words felt like a script, too polished. "You're quiet tonight," she said, touching his arm. Jack shrugged, eyes on the road. Long day. At home, he waited until Anna was in the shower, then retrieved the recorder. His hands shook as he plugged in earbuds and pressed play. The wives' voices crackled through, clear, unguarded, and chilling. Anna's tone was bright, bragging about a meet-up with T. Sophia mentioned a lunch with J. Emma laughed about a yoga session with C. Lily's voice dropped, referencing a late meeting with M. Their laughter stung, sharp and mocking, as they toasted to clueless husbands. Jack's chest tightened. He replayed the clip, each word a blade. Names, initials, coded phrases: Trent, Javier, Caleb, Miles. The wives had built a secret world, and he'd been blind to it. He stared at Anna's phone, charging on the nightstand, its screen dark but heavy with answers. Tomorrow, he'd follow her. He needed proof, not just voices on a recorder. The barbecue, once his refuge, now felt like a stage for a game he hadn't known he was playing. As Anna stepped out of the bathroom, humming, Jack turned away, his jaw set. The truth was close, and he wouldn't stop until it was his. Jack woke early Sunday, the recorder's damning voices still echoing in his mind. Anna slept soundly, unaware of the storm brewing. He slipped out, claiming a morning jog, but instead drove to a quiet street near their Austin home. Parked under a sprawling oak, he replayed the kitchen recording, scribbling notes. Trent, Javier, Caleb, Miles. The wives' coded phrases, book club, yoga, late meetings, were no longer vague. They were keys to a hidden world, and Jack needed evidence to unlock it. Anna stirred at breakfast, mentioning a quick errand to the mall for barbecue supplies. Her casual tone didn't match the careful way she checked her purse. Jack nodded, sipping coffee, his eyes tracking her. "Need me to come?" he offered, testing her. She waved him off, insisting it was a solo trip. The lie hung heavy. As soon as her car pulled out, Jack grabbed his keys and followed, keeping 2 cars between them on the bustling I-35. His heart pounded, each mile sharpening his focus. Anna didn't head to the mall. She veered toward a coffee shop off South Congress, parking in a shaded lot. Jack pulled into a nearby spot, his truck blending with the weekend crowd. Anna stepped out, glancing around, then pulled a small phone from her bag, one Jack had never seen. She typed quickly, her posture tense, before slipping it away. Minutes later, a silver Jeep rolled up. The driver, Trent, a realtor with a slick smile Jack recognized from a car lot months ago, leaned over as Anna slid in. Their ease together cut deep. No hesitation, just routine. Jack's grip tightened on the steering wheel. He tailed the Jeep, weaving through Austin's traffic until it stopped at a budget motel near the highway. Anna and Trent stepped out, her hand brushing his as they crossed the lot. Jack's phone camera clicked, capturing Anna's profile against the motel's faded sign, Trent's license plate, the timestamp glowing on his screen. The proof was undeniable, each photo a nail in the coffin of their marriage. He sat frozen, the engine idling, as they disappeared into a room. Rage surged, but he forced it down. Acting now would ruin everything. Back home, Jack transferred the photos to a secure folder, labeling each with clinical precision. Anna_Trent _motel 10:23 a.m. Anna returned an hour later, a grocery bag in hand, chatting about a sale on chips. Her cheer felt like a mask, every word a jab. Jack played along, asking about her trip, his voice steady despite the fire in his chest. She rambled, oblivious, while he mentally planned his next move. The recorder had exposed the wives' game. The photos confirmed Anna's role. Now, he needed to alert the others without tipping off the wives. That evening, Jack texted Mike, Ryan, and Chris, proposing a Monday night meetup at a dive bar downtown. No wives, no warning. He cited a work issue to keep it discreet. Each agreed, unaware of the bomb about to drop. At the bar, Jack laid it out. The recorder, the wives' confessions, and his motel trip. He passed his phone, showing the photos. Mike's jaw clenched. Ryan cursed under his breath. Chris stared, silent. The recording played, the wives' laughter filling the booth, their coded terms now starkly clear. Book club meant Javier for Sophia. Yoga was Caleb for Emma. Late meeting hid Miles for Lily. Mike slammed his beer down, vowing to tail Sophia. Ryan, eyes narrowed, planned to check Emma's yoga schedule. Chris, usually calm, gripped his glass, muttering about Lily's recent work trips. Jack urged caution. Act alone, gather proof, don't alert the wives. They agreed to reconvene in a week. As they left, the bar's neon buzzed overhead, mirroring the tension coiling in Jack's gut. He drove home, in his car already in the driveway. She greeted him with a smile, asking about his night. Fine, he said, his tone flat, eyes on her phone lying innocently on the counter. The next barbecue was days away, and Jack knew it would test his restraint. He'd keep up the act, laugh, grill, play the part, while watching Anna's every move. The wives' secret pact was unraveling, and Jack held the thread. Each photo, each recorded word, was a step toward justice. He wouldn't confront Anna yet, not until the others had their proof and the truth could hit them all at once. Jack arrived at Mike's barbecue with a forced grin, the weight of his evidence burning in his pocket. The Austin air buzzed with cicadas, and the backyard pulsed with the usual Saturday rhythm. Burgers sizzling, beer cans popping, kids darting through a sprinkler. Anna handed out her guacamole, her laugh sharp as she joked with Sophia. Jack's eyes tracked her, noting every glance she shared with Emma and Lily. The recorder's secrets and his motel photos fueled his resolve, but he played the part, tossing a football to Ryan while plotting his next move. Mike caught Jack's eye, nodding subtly. Their bar meeting had lit a fuse. Mike had already trailed Sophia to a client lunch that week, spotting her slip into a downtown loft with Javier, a co-worker. His phone held photos, Sophia's hand on Javier's arm, their silhouettes in a window. Ryan, quieter than usual, had checked Emma's yoga app, noticing private sessions booked with Caleb, her trainer. Chris, still reeling, mentioned Lily's sudden work conference planned for Thursday. Each husband was now a hunter, gathering proof in silence. Jack kept Anna in his peripheral vision. She leaned close to Lily, whispering, then glanced at her phone, a different one, tucked quickly into her purse. The sight twisted his gut, confirming Trent's role wasn't a one-off. He joined a card game with Chris, betting quarters, but his mind stayed sharp, cataloging the wives' movements. Emma's laugh spiked when Sophia mentioned a book club, and Jack caught Anna's quick nod. The code words, once cryptic, now screamed betrayal. Mid-game, Jack excused himself to grab a drink, pausing near the kitchen. The wives huddled there, their voices low. He didn't need the recorder this time. Anna's giggle carried a smug edge, and Sophia's hush mention of a Wednesday plan set his jaw tight. Back at the table, he dealt cards, his calm facade hiding a storm. Mike shot him a look, signaling he'd follow Sophia again tomorrow. Ryan murmured about staking out Emma's next class. Chris, gripping his beer, vowed to crash Lily's conference. The plan was in motion. Tuesday morning, Mike texted the group. Sophia met Javier at a cafe, then drove to his loft. His photos showed them entering, Javier's key glinting in the sun. Ryan went next, parking outside Emma's yoga studio Wednesday. She didn't enter. Instead, she walked to a nearby Airbnb, where Caleb waited. Ryan's camera caught their embrace, the door closing behind them. Chris acted Thursday, driving to Lily's office after her conference excuse. He saw her board a cab with Miles, a colleague, to a hotel near Zilker Park. His shaky video recorded their check-in, Lily's hand brushing Miles as they crossed the lobby. Jack coordinated the evidence, syncing their findings in a group chat labeled Work Project. Each husband's proof mirrored his own. Photos, timestamps, undeniable truths. Anna's Thursday errand was next on Jack's radar. He followed her again, this time to a diner off Lamar Boulevard. Trent's Jeep pulled up, and Anna slid in, their familiarity a fresh wound. Jack tailed them to the same motel, snapping new photos. Anna's purse clutched tight, Trent's arm guiding her inside. He added the images to his folder, each click hardening his resolve. Friday night, the husbands met again, this time at a quiet diner far from their usual haunts. Jack laid out the evidence, his motel shots, Mike's loft photos, Ryan's Airbnb proof, Chris' hotel video. The table grew silent, the weight of their discoveries sinking in. Mike proposed confronting the wives together, but Jack pushed back. One-on-one, he insisted. No warning, no escape. They agreed to act Sunday, each handling their own confrontation. Jack's plan was set. He'd face Anna with the photos, the recording, and a demand for the truth. Back home, Anna chatted about the next barbecue, unaware of the news tightening. Jack nodded, his voice neutral, but his mind raced. He'd play the doting husband one last time, letting Anna think she was safe. The barbecue would be their final act before the truth shattered everything. As Anna scrolled her phone, Jack's hand rested on his own, the evidence folder a silent promise. The game was over, and Sunday would bring a reckoning. Jack woke Sunday with a plan etched in stone. The evidence, photos, videos, the kitchen recording, sat ready on his phone, a digital arsenal. Anna bustled in the kitchen, prepping guacamole for Mike's barbecue, oblivious to the storm about to break. Jack texted Mike, Ryan, and Chris. Today, after the barbecue. Alone. Each confirmed, their replies curt, heavy with intent. The Austin sun blazed, but Jack felt a chill, knowing the day would end their marriages. At the barbecue, Jack grilled steaks, his smile a mask. Anna laughed with Sophia, their whispers sharp, unaware their secrets were exposed. Mike flipped burgers, his eyes flicking to Sophia as she checked her phone. Ryan tossed a frisbee, but his glances at Emma were cold, calculated. Chris sipped a soda, watching Lily chat about a work project, his silence a coiled spring. The group played their roles, but tension crackled beneath the surface, unnoticed by the wives. Jack caught Anna slipping her second phone from her purse, typing quickly before tucking it away. He nodded at Mike, who mirrored his resolve. The husbands had synchronized their moves. Each would confront their wife post-barbecue, in private, with no chance for collusion. As Anna passed out guacamole, Jack's hand brushed his phone, the evidence folder a silent pulse. He joined a card game, betting dimes, but his mind mapped the confrontation. Photos first, then the recording, no room for denial. The barbecue wound down. Jack drove in a home, his silence heavy. She filled the car with chatter about Sophia's new recipe, oblivious to his clenched jaw. At home, Jack waited until Anna set her purse down, then locked the door. "Sit," he said, voice low, final. Anna frowned, sensing the shift, but complied. Jack opened his phone, displaying the motel photos. Anna with Trent, the Jeep's license plate, the timestamp. Her eyes widened, hands trembling. "That's not me," she stammered, voice thin. Jack swiped to the next image, her face clear in the motel lot. "I followed you. Twice. Same place, same guy." He played the kitchen recording, the wives' laughter spilling out, Anna's voice bragging about tea. Her excuses crumbled. She admitted to Trent, claiming it was a mistake, a fleeting escape from routine. Jack cut her off. "Pack your bags. You're leaving tonight." Anna begged, tears streaming, promising to end it, to fix things. Jack's gaze stayed hard. "You laughed at me. At us. It's done." Across town, Mike confronted Sophia in their living room. He showed his photos, her with Javier at the loft, their hands linked. Sophia's denials faltered as Mike listed dates, times, the book club, lie exposed by the recording. "Get out," he said, pointing to the door. Sophia grabbed a suitcase, her pleas ignored, and left for her sisters. Ryan faced Emma in their kitchen, his Airbnb photos silencing her yoga excuse. Caleb's name spilled out as she crumpled, but Ryan turned away, telling her to leave by morning. Chris waited until Lily returned from a work call. In their den, he played his hotel video, Miles' arm around her. Lily's face drained of color. She tried to spin a story about a missed flight, but Chris held up a hand. "Suitcases by the door. Go." Lily packed in silence, her footsteps fading as she left. Each husband acted alone, their confrontations swift, surgical, fueled by the same betrayal Jack had uncovered. Jack watched Anna pack, her hands shaking as she folded clothes. She tried one last plea, citing their years together, their shared dreams. Jack pointed to the photos on his phone. "You built this lie. You don't get to rewrite it." Anna dragged her suitcase to the car, her engine starting as she drove off. Jack stood in the doorway, the house silent, his heart a mix of pain and clarity. The other husbands texted, confrontations done, wives gone. The web of deceit had collapsed, and the truth now stood bare. Jack locked the door after Anna left, the click echoing in the quiet Austin house. Her suitcase was gone, her car's taillights faded into the night. He sat at the kitchen table, phone dark, the evidence folder now a relic of shattered life. The silence stung, but it also cleared the fog. Jack texted Mike, Ryan, and Chris. "It's done. Meet tomorrow, usual spot." Their replies came fast, each carrying the same raw finality. The bar would be their refuge, a place to rebuild. Monday evening, the four men gathered at the dive bar off East 6th, its neon sign flickering. The bartender slid their usual beers across the counter without a word. Jack raised his glass, his voice steady. To truth. Mike, Ryan, and Chris echoed the toast, their faces marked by exhaustion but lit with resolve. They didn't dwell on the confrontations. Each had faced their wife, shown the proof, and ended the lies. The bar's grounded them as they shared brief updates, their words clipped but honest. Mike had spent the day boxing Sophia's things, shipping them to her sisters. He'd signed up for a cooking class at the community center, a way to fill the evenings. Ryan had thrown himself into work, securing a promotion that demanded long hours at a downtown tech firm. He'd found an old guitar in the garage and started strumming again, the chords a quiet rebellion against the past. Chris had cleared Lily's desk, donating her books to a local library. He'd joined a hiking group, the trails near Zilker Park offering a fresh start. Jack listened, nodding, his own path taking shape. He'd returned to coaching with fierce focus, running extra drills for his high school team. The kids' hustle, their raw determination, pulled him forward. He'd started mentoring a teen named Diego, a scrappy kid with big dreams but no direction. Jack saw himself in Diego's grit, and their sessions at the community center became a lifeline. The pain of Anna's betrayal lingered, but it no longer ruled him. Each practice, each high five, chipped away at the hurt. Anna sent texts, short pleas for a second chance, promising therapy, transparency. Jack responded only to logistics, dividing assets, signing papers, his replies cold, final. He changed the locks, stored his ring in a drawer, and cleared the house of her traces. The emptiness didn't haunt him. It felt like space to rebuild. Mike, Ryan, and Chris mirrored his moves, each carving out new routines. Their group chat, once a covert evidence hub, now shared workout plans, game scores, and bad jokes. A month later, the bar meetup became a ritual. Jack arrived first, claiming their corner booth. Mike walked in, holding a flyer for a charity cook-off he'd entered. Ryan followed, strumming an air guitar, grinning about a gig he'd booked at a local open mic. Chris, usually reserved, shared a photo of a sunrise from his latest hike, his first in years. They laughed over small victories, Mike's burnt brisket, Ryan's off-key chords, Chris' sore legs. The banter wasn't forced. It was real, forged in the fire of shared loss. Jack leaned back, beer in hand, watching cars pass outside. The bar's jukebox kicked on, a low country tune filling the air. He didn't miss Anna's laugh or the barbecue's false warmth. The truth had burned through the lies, leaving clarity in its wake. Mike raised his glass again. "To us," he said, and they clinked, the sound sharp, defiant. Jack nodded, a faint smile breaking through. The road ahead wasn't easy, but it was theirs. Diego texted Jack mid-toast, asking for extra practice tomorrow. Jack typed back, "You got it," his fingers quick. He'd found purpose in the kids, in the game, in the slow rebuild of a life untainted by deceit. The husbands left the bar that night, steps lighter, their bond tighter than ever. Outside, Austin pulsed, cars honking, lights flashing, but inside their circle, the truth warmed, a quiet promise that they'd keep moving forward.